Hello class and welcome to week 8. I wanted to walk you through a couple of things. First of all, if you'll look on the first picture here, this is actually a friend of mine. He was a great miler for Brigham Young University, and he went to the Olympics a couple times, but he reminds me of the mile. And as a runner myself and a coach myself, I know that there's a metaphor for the mile. And if you've ever run it, it's 4 laps around the track, and the first lap is always the easiest, and the last lap is always probably not the easiest, but it's one of the faster laps. The difficulty comes in laps 2 and 3, and the reason being, on lap 2 and 3, you're not at the beginning, so you're starting to get tired, and you're not at the end, so you don't have the hope of finishing anytime soon. So sometimes those are the painful laps and the most difficult. I say lap 3 is the most challenging sometimes because you have to really keep your work up. And so as we look at the semester, we are over halfway through the semester, and right now is a great time to keep working hard and to redouble our efforts as we go through class. So I encourage you to think of the energy and how hard you tried at the beginning of the semester, and try to renew that and have that same vigor and that same strength in studying and in dedicating yourself. So there's a little inspirational thought for you. The other thing I wanted to point out is this week we're talking about literacy, and we're also going to have some strategies where you will learn some different techniques or different methods of researching and improving your researching abilities. Also, along those lines, you'll have an opportunity to, in the discussion boards, to talk about truth and error, and how to discern between truth and error. On an academic level, when you are discerning truth or sources, there are many different kinds of sources. So that's another thing that you'll discuss this week, is what kinds of sources are appropriate for your research or appropriate for your work. Then from a gospel standpoint, we'll also discuss truth and the role of truth in our eternal progression. And so I look forward to your comments on the discussion board this week. Let's just jump to our English tip of the week. And you're saying, what's a tennis ball? I've got one here. What's a tennis ball in the picture for, and what does that have to do with learning English? Well, let me share with you. When I learned Spanish, oftentimes we would have long lists of words to memorize when I was in the Missionary Training Center. And sometimes you do word associations. And so as you see here, this tennis ball has the word Spalding on it. And as I learned Spanish, the word for back is espalda. Well, I made a word association, and the word association was this. When I was a child, we used to play a game in the junior high school where I attended, where we would throw the ball and against a wall, and if you dropped it, then we would hit each other with the ball in the back. Now that sounds like a cruel game, but it was a lot of fun for us as young boys. So I made that association. Spalding, tennis ball, and back, espalda. It's not a direct correlation, but they're pretty close, and that helped me memorize the word. I encourage you, as you learn new words, to think about personalized ways to make those connections. There's another list here, or a link. Let me show you right here under memory tricks. I'll just pull that up quickly. You have a lot of ideas here, so I encourage you to look through that. Different ways that you can memorize different things for different subjects. I think you'll enjoy this, and I'm sure many of you have already used memory tricks in your previous schooling experience, so that's something to keep in mind. Writing tip, again, these are just reminders. Remember to have a subject in your declarative sentences as well as a verb, and don't take the shortcut. You can't in English. Also, I'm still seeing some people forgetting to capitalize the first word in their of a sentence, the first letter of the sentence. Also, the ending punctuation, period, exclamation point, or question mark. So make sure you have those in order. Here's a quote: "Literacy improves lives." And so this is an article. If you want to read that might be a good one for your reading log this week. Not mandatory reading, but very interesting. And I think you'll see that as you read, or as you learn that ability to read and actually implement it, it can transform your life. It can transform your family's life. The power of literacy and education is, I think, beyond what we can comprehend. But I do know that the glory of God is intelligence. And I do know that as you're investing in yourself and investing in your education, that's something that will not only benefit you, but it will continue to bless your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your colleagues. So I encourage you to enjoy this lesson and to jump right in. Thank you and have a great week.